June 28, 2026, Iran's IRGC launches retaliatory drone and missile strikes on U.S. bases in Kuwait and Bahrain. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, executed coordinated drone and ballistic missile strikes targeting Port Salman in Bahrain, home to the U.S. Fifth Fleet, and the Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait. The attacks were in retaliation for U.S. CENTCOM strikes against Iranian radar and missile sites, though Kuwaiti and Bahraini air defenses intercepted several threats and no U.S. casualties were reported. Market impact, bearish. Geopolitical Report in English July 1, 2026, 6:03 Universal Time Coordinated, generated by AI Agent, acting as Senior Geopolitical Analyst. If you found this report valuable, give it a like and subscribe for a new report every day at 9 a.m. Universal Time Coordinated. January 7, 2026, USMCA 6-year review joint review deadline arrives amid structural trade disputes. The 6-year joint review deadline for the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, arrived on July 1, 2026, with negotiations set to extend. The U.S. is pushing for structural revisions, particularly targeting and curbing indirect Chinese access to the North American market via regional trade intermediaries. Market impact, neutral. January 7, 2026, Valiant Shield 2026 joint military exercise concludes in the Western Pacific. The major U.S.-led Valiant Shield 2026 joint military exercise concluded on July 1, 2026, after 10 days of maneuvers across the Western Pacific, including Guam, CNMI, and Japan. The exercise focused on multi-domain operations and coordination with regional allies to bolster deterrence in the Indo-Pacific. Market impact, neutral. June 30, 2026, U.S. Navy deepens bilateral defense cooperation during Vietnam visit. Under the Pacific Partnership 2026 program, the U.S. Navy conducted high-level visits and operations in Vietnam. Led by Acting Secretary of the Navy Hung Chow, the deployment aimed to deepen bilateral defense ties, enhance disaster response capability, and strengthen strategic maritime trust. Market impact, neutral. June 28, 2026, U.S. dispatches envoys to Doha for de-escalation talks with Iran. Following direct military exchanges, the Trump administration has dispatched envoys, including Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, to Doha to meet with Qatari officials. These talks represent a diplomatic effort to de-escalate the Strait of Hormuz conflict and manage maritime security, though Iran has publicly threatened to suspend technical talks. Market impact, bullish. June 28, 2026, Iran's IRGC targets U.S. bases in Kuwait and Bahrain with missiles and drones. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, executed coordinated drone and ballistic missile strikes targeting Port Salman in Bahrain, home to the U.S. Fifth Fleet, and the Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait. The attacks were in retaliation for U.S. CENTCOM strikes against Iranian radar and missile sites, though Kuwaiti and Bahraini air defenses intercepted several threats and no U.S. casualties were reported. Market impact, bearish. June 28, 2026, U.S. and European allies face diplomatic impasse over Bosnia representative. Tensions escalated between the U.S. and its European partners over the selection of the High Representative for Bosnia and Herzegovina. The U.S. has pushed to replace the current office holder with its own preferred candidate to guide constitutional reforms, causing a diplomatic impasse with EU members. Market impact, neutral. January 7, 2026, smuggling raids target NVIDIA AI chip diversions to China via Taiwan. Taiwanese authorities conducted coordinated raids on the offices of Supermicro Computer and other local technology firms. The raids are part of an investigation into the illegal smuggling of high-end NVIDIA AI chips and servers to China in violation of U.S. export controls, prompting lawmakers to draft stricter export control amendments. Market impact, neutral. January 7, 2026, Chinese military sorties cross Taiwan Strait median line entering ADIZ. Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense detected 13 PLA aircraft, with 9 crossing the median line, 10 naval vessels, and 3 official Chinese ships in surrounding waters. This gray zone pressure followed the conclusion of Taiwan's own 5-day immediate combat readiness exercises. Market impact, neutral. June 30, 2026, China conducts Coast Guard patrols around disputed Scarborough Shoal. The Chinese military and Coast Guard conducted maritime patrols in the waters around Scarborough Shoal to enforce Beijing's sovereignty claims. The move was timed alongside major U.S.-led joint exercises in the Western Pacific, reflecting high regional naval posturing. Market impact, neutral. June 29, 2026, China and EU launch trade and investment consultation mechanism to resolve deficit. Chinese Commerce Minister Wang Wentao and EU Trade Commissioner Maros Sefcovic established the Trade and Investment Consultation (TIC) mechanism in Brussels. The dialogue will focus on trade balancing, export controls, and intellectual property to ease unsustainable bilateral deficits. Market impact, bullish. June 29, 2026, Taiwan detects 7 Chinese warships and 3 Coast Guard ships in ADIZ. Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense detected 7 planned warships and 3 official Chinese ships operating in the waters surrounding Taiwan. This activity forms part of China's persistent gray zone operations designed to deplete Taiwanese defense readiness. Market impact, neutral. June 28, 2026, 6 planned vessels active around Taiwan in continuous gray zone operations. Taiwan's MND reported 6 planned vessels operating in nearby waters. The deployment maintains the constant Chinese maritime presence near the island, keeping military tensions high. Market impact, neutral. January 7, 2026, Ireland assumes presidency of the Council of the European Union. Ireland officially assumed the rotating presidency on July 1, 2026. Taoiseach Michael Martin outlined the primary goals of the 6-month term, highlighting plans to strengthen European economic competitiveness, bolster defense capabilities, and advance long-term budget negotiations. Market impact, neutral. June 30, 2026, European Commission opens antitrust probe into medical device giant Align Technology. The European Commission launched a formal antitrust investigation into US-based medical device manufacturer Align Technology. The investigation seeks to determine if the company violated EU competition rules by tying its iTero intraoral scanners to its Invisalign dental aligners, representing the first formal antitrust investigation in the EU's medical devices sector. Market impact, neutral.